Welcome, fans and collectors. This is Marvel and DC 379 with another review, and today we'll be looking at Star Wars The Legacy Collection, Luke Skywalker. Now let's take a look at the packaging, ages 4 and up, and here's the shot of the character Luke Skywalker, Star Wars Legacy Collection, and here's the figure, special offer, get exclusive Qui-Gon Jinn and EOB figures. Well, this is expired, but wow, this takes me back. I wasn't collecting toys when these were out. However, I did watch reviews of these, so this gives me a lot of nostalgia. Droid Factory includes one Droid Factory part. Droid Factory was basically the Star Wars equivalent of Build-A-Figure or Collect and Connect. Warning, choking hazard, small parts, not for kids under 3 years old. BD-16, Luke Skywalker. Here's the back, and here's a quick bio. Luke boards the second Death Star during the Battle of Endor to face his father and the evil Emperor Palpatine in a confrontation that determines the fate of all three. Young Skywalker calls upon his Jedi skills to save himself and his father. And here's the Droid Factory bits to build R3-M3, and here's the available figures to complete the droid. Princess Leia in her slave outfit. I do have the vintage collection release of this figure. Ewoks and Nien Nunb. I might be interested to get all three just to build the droid. Okay, enough of that. Let's get into the figure. And here's the figure out of packaging. Now let's take a look at him. And this is the uniform he wears while being captured by Imperials and being brought to Darth Vader. So it's mostly a monochromatic uniform. It's mostly black. The only color you see is the white on his belt buckle. So otherwise it's mostly black. However, the detail is just so nice. The sculpting, the wrinkles to make it feel like that it's actual clothing. However, if there's one negative thing I have to say is that his chest does look a little broad, a little wide. Because Luke is a slim character, it looks a little off to me, but it's not the end of the world, just something I wanted to point out. Let's take a look at the head sculpt. It does look like Mark Hamill. I do like the stern facial expression. The only other thing I don't like is the color of his hair. The style is accurate, but I don't like the color. It looks more brown than dark blonde. Maybe a little bit of shading to make it look more dark blonde. But, oh well. Articulation is ball jointed head, hinge shoulders, hinge elbow, swivel wrists, ball jointed torso. His legs can go only forward and backward. They're not ball joints or hinge joints. That would disappoint people, but for what you get, they're not too bad. I mean, that's a pretty good kick. Hinged knees and hinged ankles. So decent articulation, especially for 3.75-inch figures. Unlike a lot of 3.75-inch figures nowadays, unless it's vintage collection. Now, he does come with a good amount of accessories. He does come with the Droid Factory parts, the head and the leg for R3-M3, and I gotta say, the clear plastic for the dome head looks really nice. He does have an alternate chest piece to recreate that scene from Return of the Jedi, and this would be reused again in the 6-inch Black Series Luke Skywalker. It's very easy, just pop this one off, and there's a hole, and here's a peg, so you can easily just swap it out, like so. There's a bit of white paint over the edge, unfortunate, but it happens. He does come with a pair of handcuffs that he would have on his wrists while being brought by Darth Vader. And here's the figure with the handcuffs on his hands. And last, and definitely not the least, his lightsaber, the weapon of the Jedi. It's very easy for him to hold. And he looks awesome with his lightsaber. So enough of that, let's get into size comparisons. Here's Legacy Collection Luke next to his Black Series 6-inch counterpart. Here he is next to his Vintage Collection lightsaber construction counterpart. And I have to say, this is my favorite look of Luke Skywalker because it actually looks like Jedi robes. And here he is next to his sister in her slave bikini. So my final thoughts, Legacy Collection Luke Skywalker is a decent figure for what you get. He does have flaws from the wide torso, the hair not being exactly blonde, and the hips. They're not bad, it's not the end of the world, just something I want to point out for some people who don't like those. But otherwise, decent figure. If you want the best version of this design in 3.75 inch form, I'd recommend the Vintage Collection Endor Capture Luke Skywalker. However, he can be expensive, goes for crazy prices online, but for Legacy Collection Luke Skywalker, I got him for $14 on Amazon. So if you're looking for a cheaper alternative, this guy isn't too bad. So, this has been it for my review. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next. So until then, may the Force be with you.